Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm out here. I smoke cigarettes, so I go outside and smoke cigarettes. And this little fellow right here was stuck in my house about a week ago. And my cat, Pen Pen, I have a cat. I have two cats. I have Pen Pen and I have Patches. And Pen Pen gets upset because the lizards will get stuck, and she tries to save them, and she'll bat them and she'll cry and tell you where they're at and stuff. And I found this little guy, and he's doing pretty good. And there's a lot of them out here. We rent this place. I rent. I don't own my house no more. So anyway, where I'm at, there's mad lizards everywhere, and they're God's creatures. God made them, just like God made us. And I'm showing you this lizard because it's provided food, shelter, water, everything you need to do to survive. It's simplistic. It eats, it goes to the bathroom. It's part of the ecological system. You can see the ants. These are just sugar ants, they call them up in Pennsylvania or whatever. They're not red ants. The red ants down here, they're a little bit bigger, and they'll sting the hell out of you. But anyway, you can see the lizard. They don't bother him because he's not part of, he don't want to eat them, and he can eat them things easily. But he goes after other things, and they're patient. They're very patient. They'll just sit in one place. There's other ones that are all around. There's ones that blend in. They're actual what do you call it? Geckos. I have geckos out here. Sometimes they'll come out. My philosophy and the way I was raised is that I don't kill anything I'm not going to eat, and I'm not going to hurt anything unless it tries to hurt me. That's how I do the things. That's how I live. I don't care what it is. People are like, oh, that's just a snake or whatever. But I think what I really want to tell everybody is this. Is you have all kinds of people, they're collecting cards and sports cards and stuff like that. Iggy, he's going to stop doing it for a while. And there's a lot of that going on. Because what's going on in the world is people have allowed Luciferians to take over the world. That's basically it. They're Masons. They're the same thing. Masons and Luciferians, they're all the same thing. They have an agenda. They've been working on this agenda for centuries. Centuries. Just like I was showing you that lizard, how patient he is, or she, and what they do. How's the ecological system? Well, they have their own ecological system through a Luciferian approach, and bad is good to them, and they're twisters and the petitions of liars, and the devil is the petition of lies, and he'll lie about everything, and he'll come to you as an angel of light, and he'll teach false doctrines. Now, people say there's the Antichrist and stuff. There's the spirit of the Antichrist, and it's been released on the planet. The real Antichrist will appear once everything is set up to where there's complete evil and control of these Luciferians. Now, our forefathers, they used to burn these witches at the stake. Okay, I don't agree with that. I believe people should have a trial, and if they committed murder, then justice should be done in a quick way. You don't make people suffer. It's cruel and unusual punishment. It's in the Constitution, and if you're ever in the military, you'd be court-martialed for that kind of shit. Okay, it's just not how you do business. It's not how you do things, people. That's how they do stuff. This thing about the yabba dabba do shit stuff, some people say you want to take it. Some people say I don't want to take it. There's a lot of reasons going on here. The real problem is this is what's been going on for centuries. And it's such a simple solution. They teach you this in college, and they teach you in high school and stuff. And the thing about it is this way. It comes out like this. There's a problem. And the people say, hey man, we got a major problem, we need your help. So they go to the government, which created the problem to begin with. And then they say, okay, we'll help you, but we need to get a little bit of your freedoms because, we need this problem is huge, and it's going to require some of your freedoms. And they do this over centuries, not just all at once. Now, you have allowed these folks to take, and our grandparents and our great-parents are at fault too. Our whole entire generations of people are at fault for allowing this to happen. You have to do research. The thing about it is, in 1871, Congress passed an act to change the name of the United States of America. The United States of America. They changed the spelling of it. They added incorporation to it. And they ended up selling and building, which we have called Washington, D.C., which is a sovereign state in our country, and it's an act of war and treasonous, and all kinds of sedition goes along with that, and that's facts. It's paper. 1871, they sold or borrowed money, as they say. They sold parts of America, the United States, changed the name of the United States, and there's actually 2 constitutions. So for about 100 years, we were free under the original Constitution. Okay, that's fact. And then in 1871, we had these assholes do business with the Roman Catholic Church, the Bank of England, and the Rothschilds. And that's why you have Federal Reserve. They're in charge of the Federal Reserve, the Rothschilds. IRA, Roth IRA. I mean, it's all in your face. They're all Masons. They're all Luciferians. All of them. Even your neighbors, some of your neighbors may be Luciferians. There's churches all around. There's signs all around. These celebrities you follow, they're throwing signs up right in your face. 3s and 6s and stuff like that. They're devil-worshipping Luciferian Masonic people. Even Shaq's involved in this. Like everybody that you know and love and watch sports are involved in this shit. Okay? And they don't care about you. If you read the Masonic books, they are Luciferians, and the main thing that you will know about these people when you become their group is that you are lower than a parasite. They loathe us, okay? They hate us, and they hate Jesus Christ more than anything. But they hate us because we know that Jesus Christ is real and that Jesus Christ is coming back to sort these people out. These creatures, these demons. That's what they are. That's what you're dealing with. That's why the earth is the way it is. That's why the planet's the way it is. They've been doing this for centuries. The music that goes on, all the stuff that goes on, everything that goes on, they are a part of it. They did this. We allowed it to go. They took Christianity out of school. They're teaching your children socialist Marxism, and they don't even have the intelligence to know that Karl Marx was a racist, a huge racist, and he was a bum. His wife had all the money, and of course, by the end of the day, when you rework it all out, it's going to go to the top 5% of the world, the wealth, and they decide who spreads it out. And then you got people like Richard Wolff that this delusionist puts stuff out, which he explains things and articulates his arguments in such a clear fashion that you believe that it could be helpful. But he uses parts of it is helpful. Parts of what he's saying could be illustrated or implemented into a program. But you're not dealing with regular people, buddy. You're dealing with Luciferians. They want to destroy the world. Capitalism always will eat itself. Any kind of ism. In 1971, the year I was born, they went from taking the United States, went from using gold and silver to back our currency to the petrodollar. So how it worked out was everybody in the Middle East that sold oil and did business, and Saudi Arabia being one of them, they had to use American currency. So therefore, 78% of the world, last time I checked, maybe higher now, but 78% of the world uses American currency. That's why they can print the shit like it's going out of style. But at the end of the day, it's not worth anything. And they know it's not worth anything. See, you folks are not playing, you're playing checkers. It's like the Jeff Wilsons and stuff. They're playing chess, you're playing checkers. They're ahead of you on everything. Okay? They're going down steps they're going down the steps of this, of these Luciferians. They have to watch, man. What they're doing is evil. Dude, I watched this video today of Alex Jones on a gamer station. And Alex Jones was throwing up so many Masonic Luciferian signals at what he was doing, I couldn't keep up with it, okay? Like I say, they come to you with truths because they want to infuriate you to fight another person. And they want violence, they want destruction, they want anarchy. And they'll feed that fuel. Well, now the fuel is the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. Which, you know, I'm in the middle of this because I don't even know what to say about such things, because God's gonna let me know about it because it's happening. Okay, have faith in Jesus Christ. That's your only defense against these things. They aren't people anymore. You're dealing with these politicians who have been empty for years. They have sold their soul literally for power and fame and glory on earth. Do not bury your treasures on earth where thieves can get to it and moths can eat your stuff. That's what Jesus says. But put it in heaven where it's protected. Look, I live in Florida, and there's a Florida saying, and it's pretty funny if you think about it. It says, you'll never see a hearse pulling a U-Haul. And it's true. You ever seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul? Nobody takes anything with them, okay? So the choices you make on this planet, and this is what's going on here, and it's like, oh, you can't judge people, you're a Christian. Yes, you can judge people. You're misconstruing what Jesus is saying. It's a whole different ballgame. I see so many, let me get back to what I'm saying. These gamers were also doing 666 signs, all kinds of Luciferian and Masonic signs to each other, and real quickly covering the eye, doing the silence thing on their mouth while they're talking, very quickly. Some of them are even subtle about it, and they just do it blatantly out in front. And I've been watching these channels for years, and I'm like, what the? Are you serious? They're in it too? Yes. They're all in on this shit. Because this ain't a real world that we're living in. It's a spiritual world outside this world that you have no idea what you're getting yourself into when you start messing with this magic and Masonic and Luciferian stuff. When Jesus asked the demon that was possessed this person in the Bible, he said, how many are you? Because there are legion. There are legions of these demons in this person. Thousands of them. One had 3,000 demons in them. Okay? And this is in the Bible. And everybody knows Jesus existed, and it's facts. It's 100% true. He lived on this planet. Roman documents have proof of it. Anyway, and then the George Washington thing that he had his troops vaccinated. He made his troops get vaccinated. No, he did not. There's no evidence of him ever doing that. There's no written documentation. There's nothing like that. Because be realistic. This is the 17th century, ending the 17th century. They weren't advanced in no science to be able to come up with any kind of vaccination. I don't even think penicillin was invented by that time. Okay? You know, so let's be realistic. What they were using, Nostradamus's vitamin C cure for the Black Plague type shit, you know what I mean? Look, I love collecting baseball cards. I love putting sets together. I do. And I love you guys, and I've been on this channel for a while. I don't have as many subscribers as other channels that I started off with. Some of these people I started off with, they had maybe 200-300 people like me, and then they get into the thousands because I promoted their channel, and I'm known for going after the jabs. and exposing them for doing that with the Jose Ribeiro and Alex Madrid. The Alex Madrid scam. But there you go. There's a prime example of probably a good person in heart and deceived. But his deception is greed and wealth and power and importance and pride and vanity. Because he wants to be on the YouTube. He wants to be the biggest. The man has 43,000 subscribers. And everybody knows he does shady stuff. He does shady stuff with baseball card exchange, all that. I've exposed him so badly. And that's what I'm saying. You have to expose these creatures, these Luciferian assholes, and let them know that they work for you. Okay? They swore an oath on the Constitution. And that's much bigger than you think you can ever imagine. Because when they swore that oath to uphold the Constitution, which is the Supreme Court of the land and the Bill of Rights and the United States Constitution with all our amendments in it, or Bill of Rights, okay? You have a right to travel. You have a right to be free in your persons. You didn't commit no crimes. Nobody did anything wrong. You can't just go, no matter how I feel about the yabba dabba doo thing, I ain't gonna tell anybody if I got it, and I ain't gonna tell anybody I didn't get it. It's nobody's business, okay? But I'm gonna let you know that the fact of the matter is, this is how this shit starts, okay? I'm gonna give you a little background on myself. I was born in 1971, December 22nd, okay? My grandmother and my mother were a big part of my life. And when I was a little kid, 3 or 4 years old, my great-grandmother was still around. And she was 90-something. She was an older lady. And she had numbers on her arms, okay? My grandmother escaped Luxembourg, Germany, when Hitler was taking over, because she was a Jewish lady, okay, that knew how to cook and do pastries and whatever. She was a talented person, you know. So my mom and grandmother, they lived at the same house, you know, with my grandfather, and we visit, and I stay a night over there and stuff when I was little. And it was in South Philadelphia, front in Mifflin, and Seeger Street. You know, I lived on Seeger. So yeah, it's hard to walk around when you're a little kid there. It's pretty bad. I'm outside, and I'm explaining this to you because I love you guys, and I don't want nothing to happen to you, but you're living in an illusion. Money and all this stuff that goes on is an illusion. It's quick, you know. Do your channels and promote Jesus Christ in your channels by doing good work and stuff. I have faltered many a time, but I have not faltered to the point where I can't admit when I make mistakes. And now that what's going on here is that I've known this for many, many years about this type of stuff, this witchcraft. Because, as I said, my great-grandmother was from Germany, and my grandmother and her, my great-grandmother and my grandmother and her they used the Kabbalah, and they would do things to protect the house, or do things like, I remember these burning sage and all kinds of stuff like that. But you know, not in any speak Jewish, Hebrew, whatever. And I don't know. I didn't know nothing like that. I'm learning. I'm trying to remember things. I have a lot of things I don't remember from my childhood because it was traumatic. And now that I'm gonna be 50 years old this year, I'm starting to think about stuff. And you know, nobody hurt me. Okay, my grandmother or great grandmother didn't hurt me or nothing, but they also had a different approach how to approach God. My mother, on the other hand, was a Roman Catholic, Orthodox Roman Catholic, and she was going to be a nun before she had me. And then if she has time to, you know, before she goes into the monastery, she has time to go and see if she wants to do that. So she met my father, and my father and her got married, and they had me. You know, so she didn't become a nun, but she is very holy. And she always loves Jesus Christ. All the time she talks about Jesus Christ. Never pushing it on anybody. nothing. She was a small lady. She was about 4'11", and she was very beautiful. When she, just very beautiful lady. I have pictures of her. I'll show them to you. The fact is, my brothers and sisters out there, these Luciferians are everywhere. They're on every channel. They're promoting evil shit. They all know each other. Okay, they all know each other. They exchange cell phone numbers. They're talking to each other. They're conniving. They're all working for evil shit. These people on these channels that got thousands of people on them, they're the ones that are 20, 30,000 ones, million ones. Those are the ones you have to be aware of, because they're part of YouTube. They're part of a bigger thing, and you don't know who comes up and contacts you. When I was a younger guy, I used to surf all the time, and I was very fit. And I had a guy come up to me, and some friends of mine, and the guy was talking to me, and he was some kind of a producer, and they were going to they have people that stand in. He gave me a card. He said, if you ever want to stand in for people. So anyway, at the time, I looked a little bit like Sean Penn, but I don't have blue eyes. My eyes are hazel. And I was like, oh, no way, dude. My nose isn't as big as his. I mean, I was just messing around, but still, the point of the matter is, these folks are everywhere. They're always trying to recruit people, okay? They recruit you. They're under this messianic thing. Hey, we build stuff. We help the communities. With the right hand, they do good deeds. And with the left hand, they start chaos. And then they'll have the solution to the problem. And each time you lose freedoms. If I didn't care and I wasn't touched by Christ in my heart, I wouldn't give a shit what happens to you folks like that out there. And I'll be honest, because I've given up on you a long, long time ago. And now I don't want to give up anymore on you. I've been touched in my heart to have compassion. I am a compassionate man. I've always have been. But I don't take bullshit. I've had too many things happen in my life for me to allow myself to be abused or taken advantage of or disrespected or any of that. And it doesn't have to come to violence. I can articulate my thoughts to the point where I can get my point across and bring them down to the level they need to be down to. Such as these folks on, CNN, like Don Lemon, starting trouble with people saying that, comparing the most ridiculous things, the most asinine things. Drinking and driving is not a choice of that, By the way, since you mentioned it, drinking and driving has probably killed more people in the history since, if you want to talk about from the time this thing started till now times, probably that killed more people than the actual thing. The yabba dabba doos is what's getting people. That's what's getting them. They're getting you with the yabba dabba doos. The first one was placebo, and then now the reals come. They've got the real yabba dabba doos out. They had to get people to start taking them. So then they'll come back out, and that's why they need the booster shots, because the people that didn't take that got the placebo is going to get the booster shot. Everybody's going to get this stuff now, and then you're going to see the side effects. And you got to pray. You need to pray for these folks, for everybody, your enemy and everything. The way the Masons work, this is how they work it out. And it's quite clever. I have to tell you, I am amazed how intelligent these folks are. Sometimes it takes me a couple minutes to actually put the whole entire plan and where it probably originated from, in what century. I figure it out that way. And then you follow the money. That's what you do. Here's a little interesting, I'm going to get off topic for a second, but here's a little interesting side note for my friends out there. I live in Florida, and when about, I don't know, I think in the 1990s, late 1990s, Rodman, I forget his first name, but he's related to Hillary Clinton. It's her brother, and he's, I forget his first name, Tony Rodman or something like that. He for 26 years he owned all the gold in Haiti. And Haiti is the richest in gold in the Caribbean. Okay, don't let anybody fool you. And also, Haiti also has the oil over there, and they have a shit ton of oil there. Okay, so there was dude. He owned all of the gold, and we're talking billions of dollars in gold. Okay, now he passes away. 26 years he's been running this company, owning all the gold. Where the hell did that go to? Not only did they get all this guy's gold, they got another $2 billion on top of it. Now, if that ain't genius, I don't know what to tell you. That's why they call you deplorables. That's what you are to them. You get it? You are deplorables. You're worthless to them. They just need you to do the simplest things that they don't want to do until they build robots to do it for them. Okay? You think they're joking around when they say they want the population down to 500 million? You think that's a joke? You think that's some kind of bullshit? They put a stone in Georgia to let everybody know their plans, and people still don't care. All of our favorite rock and roll bands are involved in this shit. Every fucking celebrity, every person on television, they're fucking witches. I ain't like no fucking idiot, okay? I'm not schizophrenic or nothing. I'm not hiding in my house or any of that shit. I don't say nothing to anybody. I know what I'm dealing with. I can see it. The game, even when you're walking into places, you'll see these signs in the front door and shit like that. Then I'm wearing my Star of David, and then I find out it's a pentagram, okay? It's some kind of pentagram. It's not even legit, And I'm thinking, oh man, all these years, because I'm Jewish and Christian, I believe Jesus is the Messiah. I know that Jesus is coming back, and I know that Jesus is the only way that you can fight these demons. That's it. There's no other way. The archangels will help you, but it's through Christ. Saint Michael is not going to allow God to... First of all, the whole argument of this is so ridiculous. If you think about this in a sensible way, you sit back and you just think about this. God, who created all the earth, the heaven, the universe, everything in it, all the humans, all the trees, everything that you see, God created. God created Lucifer, the first angel, the most beautiful angel of all angels. He is the first. Okay? Now, there's a conflict between God and Lucifer, where he takes 1/3 of his angels and they defy God on the principalities of his pride and vanity. He believes that he should rule us, and that we're nothing like they're celestial and we're not, and why do we worship why are you protecting these things type of thing, you know what I mean? From what I'm getting out of this, there's so much to read into this, and there's books out there that the Catholic Church will not allow anybody to have, okay? They've taken so many books out of the original Bible, it's not even funny. So, you don't need to have a Bible to know that there's things wrong, okay? Your money may not be good in the next couple months, okay? That kind of shit. The market could crash to zero, okay? That kind of shit. 80% of the market could drop. It's all super inflated. Just like these sports cards. That's why I warn you about these sports cards. Okay? That's why I was trying to tell you. If you're going to pick stuff that is going to stay valuable and be more valuable later on when the economy gets sorted out. They do not want you to have physical cash in your hands anymore. Okay? They want computerized currency. Governments do. And you're like, well, that's not a bad idea, Okay, well, you ain't going to be able to do side jobs no more. You ain't going to be able to do everything that you do financially will be recorded. Okay, there isn't like, hey, I'm going to go down the street and go set up the thing at the flea market and sell some stuff, or go go to these card shows and sell stuff, and and no, it isn't cash no more. And you're gonna find out a lot of these kids walking around with $6,000 and $7,000 in their pocket from these cards. Their parents are gonna get arrested, and they're gonna get arrested for tax evasion and letting a 16-year-old kid do business. That's against the law. You have to be 18 years old to be able to do business like that. I mean, if your parents are staying there, but legally, when you're dealing with that type of money, they're dropping $20,000, $30,000 on a card, or $5,000, $6,000 on a card. They're 16-year-old people. Who does business with a 16-year-old kid for a fucking $6,000 without their parents being there? I'd be like, you gotta go get your mom and dad. I want to make sure this is straight. You're a little kid. How the hell did you get this money, man? And put this shit away. Don't carry it out. What the hell's wrong with you? You're gonna get your fucking ass robbed. Nobody's doing that. They're like, sure, bring it on over. Hey, yeah, And what shames me, what really surprises me is some of these people got channels calling out grifters, and then they're themselves unintentionally or unintentionally, or maybe intentional, I don't know, or maybe it's just an action they don't think about, but they're actually taking money off these children. They're little fucking kids. Would you let your son go out or daughter go out with $6,000 in a city that could possibly fucking someone take their life over that? For fuck's sake, someone broke my windshield in Philadelphia for 11 cents, dude. On my inside my windshield, it's still 11 cents. What do you think they'll do for $6,000? $5,000, $10,000. They'll take the kid too. Be like, this motherfucker's rich, yo. You're talking city people. Okay, and then these country people and all these people that got stations, and they're telling everybody that these kids got this money and they're doing business with them. But like, dude, are you asking where these kids' parents are at, bro? Are you getting some security around them so they can walk their ass out of this place and go do proper business and put that money aside in a fucking safe or something? Unreal. Where everybody walks around with money, Sean, when you're at the card shows. Adults do. And then the mom and dad will give the kid a few dollars to spend on some stuff. The kids don't go there by themselves or with $16,000 or whatever the hell. Who does that, dude? Just evil people. So I'm saying, the whole world is so evil. No wonder why God made the flood to flood this place. It's rotten to the core. And you guys allow it by following this stuff. If you're doing something fucked up, admit it. Say, hey, I call these people out, and I did fucked up shit by taking money off a little kid. Dude, there's so many of these channels. There's so much of this stuff going on. They're all lost souls. But they're causing, that's what I'm saying. The spirit of greed. The spirit of this. It's a spirit. Yeah, it's a spirit. That's what it is. It's not just in one person, it's on all of them. It spreads. Thank you. It spreads around. There's millions and millions of these fucking angels, these demons that fell down out of hell to hell. Okay? A third of heaven. You're not just you're dealing with supernatural shit. And these things will go around, and they love assholes like that. And they use them. And they're propagandists. They have fucking studios and all that. Where do you think they're getting this money from? From other scandalous grifters that are all mistakes. They're all part of this shit. They're Masons. And they come off as good people. What the hell they ever do to help any of you? Or anybody. But get your money every month. Because they're Luciferian Masons. That's why, most of them. You watch the way they talk. You watch the way they handle themselves. You watch their videos. Watch their hands. How they do stuff. Okay? And they give themselves away, dude. They can't help it. They just are so prideful about it. And these people on this YouTube want to be part of that for power and shit. The devil doesn't win at the end, okay? God made everything. The argument to even think that you can beat God is so stupid. It's incomprehensible how anything or anybody could think that they can beat the person or the spirit of God, the Lord, in heaven, Jesus Christ, the Father of the creation of the world and the universe, and actually made you. And you're going to try to defeat that. Good luck. Good luck. No. What they're going to do is they're going to put the spirit of evil out there. And they'll find the people that do it. And it comes to them. Because that's what they do. That's what these people are doing on YouTube with these channels, with sports cards. Every one of them are involved in it. The preachers you listen to, they rant and rave, tell you get the hell out of their pastor because they're for God. They're not for God. They're praying that people get hurt. That's not godly. That's false doctrine. Pick up your Bible, and if it's not in the Bible and this guy's saying it or this lady's saying it, they're preaching false God. God warns you about it all over, even in the Torah and every book I've read, from Hebrew to Christianity. Buddha is the devil. Okay, these are demons. Hindu is based on demons and demonology. Okay, Joseph Campbell exposed this years ago. Okay, don't put tattoos on yourself of some Egyptian god. Matter of fact, these people are so far ahead on stuff right now. The Pentagon, one of the guys from the Pentagon, came out on NBC and said that they're preparing for the Sumerian gods to return. And then she cut them off. And I had to rewind it. Holy mackerel. And then it was like that. I'm telling you, the Sumerians. And they murdered thousands, millions of people. Millions of people. As I said, our forefathers used to burn these people at the stake. Okay, that's how serious the crimes that these people were committing. And it wasn't technology like we had now. A lot of it was wrongful. The whole Inquisitions, all that was wrong. You don't sort out problems like